Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin in 2 minutes. Please take your seats and silence any electronic devices. Thank you. Good afternoon. Not to break up any of the fantastic conversations that I'm sure are going on right now. I'm sure Colonel Davis would like to be Brigadier General Davis sooner than later. Sir. Killing me. Good afternoon. On behalf of Governor Jared Polis, Commander-in-Chief of the Colorado National Guard, and Brigadier General Laura Clellan, the Adjutant General of Colorado, and the citizen soldiers and airmen of the Colorado National Guard, welcome to today's ceremony as we honor Colonel Robert Davis on the occasion of his promotion to the rank of Brigadier General. My name is Chief Warnoff, and it is my distinct honor to emcee the ceremony today. Members of the official party today include the presiding official, Brigadier General Laura L. Clellan, the Adjutant General of Colorado and Commander, Colorado National Guard, and Colonel Robert B. Davis, the Assistant Deputy Chief of Staff, Mobilization and Reserve Affairs, United States Army Forces Command. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for recognition of the presiding official and playing of our national anthem, followed by the invocation provided by Chaplain Staunton.
Please join me in prayer. Jehovah Sabaoth, the Lord of the armies of heaven, we've gathered this afternoon to celebrate the promotion of Colonel Robert Davis to Brigadier General. Many of us thought this day should have taken place several years ago. Some of us perhaps thought it would never happen. But we're reminded that you, Sovereign Lord, always answer the prayers of those who trust in you. Sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no, sometimes the answer is wait. Please remind us all in the future that after we have done everything we can, to wait patiently and to trust in Almighty God with the outcome. Lord, may you grant Brigadier General Davis vision to see things not always as they are, but grant him the vision to see things the way they ought to be. And then grant him the ability to clearly articulate that vision to all who follow. As Brigadier General Davis accepts this next higher level of responsibility in public service, remind him often of the other titles he holds: husband, father, and friend. Grant him the wisdom to juggle all of life's glass balls without neglecting anyone. And lastly, Lord, the higher a person rises in rank, the lonelier it gets. They have fewer peers and even fewer true friends. May you remind Bob often who are his friends. And remind him as well as of Abraham, the citizen soldier of the Old Testament, who was also known as a friend of God. I commit this ceremony to you in the name of Jehovah Shalom. The Lord is our peace. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We are honored to have a number of distinguished guests, friends, and family members with us this afternoon. Members of Colonel Davis' family joining us today include his lovely wife, Mary Ann, his daughter, Isabella, and his mom, Diane, who is joining us virtually. VIPs here for today's ceremony include Brigadier General Scott Sherman, Director of the Joint Staff, and Brigadier General Retired Mike Willis. We also would like to welcome all commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, soldiers, and airmen of the Colorado National Guard, and co-workers and friends for being here to share this special occasion with the Davis family. Welcome, everyone. Here we go. Colonel Robert B. Davis, commissioned from the Reserve Officers Training Corps at Norwich University in 1992 with a bachelor's degree in environmental engineering. He also holds a Master of Business Administration from Colorado State University and a Master's of National Strategy and Strategic Studies from the Naval War College. Colonel Davis entered service in 1992 with Alpha 1st of the 103rd Field Artillery M198 in the Rhode Island National Guard as the Battery Fire Direction Officer. In 1995, he joined Bravo 2nd of the 157th Field Artillery M110 of the Colorado Army National Guard, where he served as the Battery Fire Direction Officer and later Executive Officer. He was later assigned to HHB 1st of the 150 in the staff of the 169th Field Artillery Brigade, where he served as the Brigade Fire Control Officer, Liaison Officer, and the Operations and Intelligence Officer. In 2006, he became the S3 of 1st of the 157th Field Artillery, MLRS, until he deployed with the 169th Fires Brigade in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. He served as the Engagement Officer for the Deputy Commander for support of the 25th Infantry Division. After returning to Colorado, he served as the 169th Fires Brigade Fire Support Coordinator and later as the Brigade S3 and then Deputy Brigade Commander. He attended the Naval War College in Newport, Rhode Island. Upon his return to command of the 169th Field Artillery Brigade in June of 2015, the Force Field Artillery Headquarters for the U.S. Army Central. They were responsible for providing long-range precision artillery fires in support of Operation Inherent Resolve and remained ready to deter other regional malign influences in support of Operation Spartan Shield through July 1st, 2020. Colonel Davis currently serves as the Deputy G357 for U.S. Army Forces Carolina. Colonel Davis awards include the Legion of Merit, Bronze Star Medal, Meritorious Service Medal with 3 Oak Leaf Clusters, Army Commendation Medal with 2 oak leaf clusters, Air Force Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal with 2 oak leaf clusters, National War on Terrorism Service Medal, and Iraqi Campaign Medal with 2 campaign stars. Colonel Davis is married to Marianne, and they have 1 daughter, Isabella. They reside in Boulder, Colorado, where he lives in Fort Bragg. Prepare for the reading of the order. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Members, attention to orders. Special order number GO 307-01 dated 2 November 2020. The President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Army, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of Colonel Robert B. Davis. In view of these special qualities and his demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, Colonel Robert Davis is extended federal recognition and appointed as a reserve of the Army to Brigadier General effective 26 October 2020. By order of the Secretaries of the Army and Air Force, signed Daniel R. Hokanson, General, United States Army, Chief, National Guard Bureau. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Marianne and Isabella, please come forward. Brigadier General Clellan will now administer the oath of office to Brigadier General Davis. Command Sergeant Major Bill Woods and Command Sergeant Major Patrick Yuschuk will now present Brigadier General Davis with his General Officer flag. The Army authorizes individual flags to those who warrant them by virtue of their office. A general officer flag is issued upon promotion to every Army general officer since they were first authorized by General Order Number 4, dated 22 August 1903. The flag is on a scarlet background and displays white stars corresponding to the rank of the general officer. This flag, signifying the presence of a brigadier general, will be present at all official military functions attended by Brigadier General Davis and will be visibly displayed in his office. In addition, Brigadier General Davis will receive his general's belt and general's pistol. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brigadier General Laura Clellan.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. General Willis retired. Good to see you. Colonel Berquist, very good to see you. Sergeant Major, good to see you as well. Friends and family, those of you who are joining us virtually, thank you so much for being part of this ceremony. It is strange times, and these ceremonies feel a little different, but I am so happy that we get to celebrate this day, and it's so well deserved. First, I want to start off with Marianne and Isabella. I want to say congratulations from the bottom of my heart. I know it's been a very long time waiting and being patient, and I want to say thank you for your support. And I also want to say thank you for your support throughout his whole career. I know that you have been the foundation for his service to our state and nation, so thank you. I'd like to give them a round of applause. Your support has allowed Bob to serve alongside many of us and allowed him to get to do what he does best, truly what he does best. Bob, I know all too well how much patience it's taken over the last 3 years waiting, sometimes thinking maybe this day wouldn't come. And, you know, all the while you were doing the work of a general officer. I wish I could get you the back pay that you so well deserve. But I'm honored and deeply humbled that you asked me to officiate this ceremony for you. After working with you over the last 6 years, I have nothing but deep respect for you as a human, as an officer, as a leader. Your professionalism and your leadership is like no other that I've seen. You're a leader who leads by example, and I think that you show that you have the utmost character, competence, and commitment. As you all have heard from his bio, General Bob Davis is at the core a combat arms field artillery officer. He's enjoyed a successful career progressing through challenging positions, as you've heard, which culminated into a brigade command deployed overseas to 2 separate named operations in which his units were spread all over multiple countries in the Middle East. And I'm not going to steal his thunder and talk about that because I'm sure he has that in his speech. But I can't imagine a more desired command and a greater opportunity than that command that you had as the Field Artillery Brigade commander. The Liberators. When he came home, he was selected to work as the land component commander. And that's where I got to work with him personally, really for the first time in person when he wasn't deployed. And he was working on the day-to-day readiness of our Army units. And he propelled the Colorado Army Guard because he was laser focused on training readiness, on equipment readiness, making sure that they could communicate properly. And he also helped create a culture within our organization that was focused on professionalism, accountability, character, and trust. He guided and mentored many officers throughout his whole tenure. And I know he made a difference in their careers and in their personal and professional lives with his minted advice. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "The most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people." Everyone that I know enjoys working with and for Bob Davis. He has high expectations and he pushes people past their potential. So I asked for some of your fellow comrades to give me some of their thoughts, because I don't always think it's good just to hear from one person. So I'm going to speak for a few people that I got some thoughts and a couple of stories. So, quote, when he was the S3 of the brigade, it was his drive, determination, and doctrinal savvy that really set the foundation for the brigade S3s that followed him. Those are the operational officers, S3s. He was a tough S3, and we had some long but effective nights spent in the military decision-making process, unquote. Don't even try to figure out who gave this to me. Quote, he continually asked if we were doing the right things and are we doing them well. He regularly made the statement, "Are we moving the rock forward?" Unquote, end quote. Then there was a couple of stories about his encounters with animals and insects. One about an incident during Katrina where he had ants camped out unbeknownst to him in his uniform. I'm not going to say any further, but it sounds like an unpleasant experience, Bob. Then there's a story about a feral cat that got into his desk on Camp Red Leg and ate his care package snacks from home. This started what was known as Operation Hello Kitty on the camp to get all the feral cats inspected or fixed to reduce the issues. I guess this turned into quite the comedic event at almost every one of your commander's update briefs. So I think it's funny, Marianne, when you said that you had a cat now at the house. I'm sure he might have had some PTSD from that. In all seriousness, Bob is the best of the best when it comes to the leaders I have worked with. This promotion is going to set him on a new path at a new level, and the sky is truly the limit for General Bob Davis. I look forward to seeing what you do and what the future holds for you, Bob. And I'll just tell you to keep holding the high ground there, General Davis. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Robert Davis.
Wow, thanks, ma'am. That was, and thanks to whoever provided that information about the cats and the ants. That was not a lot of fun with those ants. General Clellan, thank you for your kind words and thank you for your support over the years. I'm honored to continue to serve with you, and it's great to have you back in the Colorado Guard. Distinguished guests joining us today, thank you for both being here in person and virtually. I don't know who's out there on the Facebook stream, but whoever you are, thank you so much for joining today. I understand that our state partners from the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan and the Republic of Slovenia might be representing as well on the Facebook stream. Thank you for being here today. I have fond memories of training together many times over the years and immensely cherish the time I've spent in your beautiful countries. To my family, colleagues, and friends out there, thank you for taking a few minutes to participate. I'm truly humbled and honored by everybody's presence on this, what should have been a beautiful Colorado day until the wind blew us inside. It's great to be back home for a few days too. To my beautiful girls, Marianne and Isabella, it's been a long road to get here, and today I'm deeply appreciative of all your love and support. Marianne, from the day we met, and Isabella, from your earliest memory, you've known me as a soldier. We've endured long absences due to deployments, overseas missions, or otherwise here in Colorado to help our citizen soldiers, our fellow citizens. You've always been there for me with your unwavering support and love, and now I'm across the country and you continue to be there for me. Thank you for everything. Hey, Mom, I know you're out there somewhere. I hope you got the connectivity working, and I wish you could be here with us today. From my earliest interest in going to Norwich to join ROTC and commissioning in this path that I've chosen over the last 30 years, you've been there with your unwavering support through the highs and lows. I'm not sure I could have persevered through all the rough patches and celebrated the successes without you. Thank you, Mom. I love you. You know, over the last few weeks, when I knew this was probably going to happen, I spent some time really reflecting about the last 30 years in the National Guard, thinking about the incredible experiences and the people with whom I've been fortunate to have served with. That said, there is a steel thread or a common theme that is woven throughout my career. While in college, one of my ROTC instructors was Master Sergeant Jerry Mooney, who taught us how to be soldiers and how to lead well. He opened my eyes to what was possible in life, and most importantly, what is expected as an Army officer. My first NCO as a young second lieutenant was Sergeant First Class Eddie Moran. He helped me master the fundamentals of being an artilleryman. As General Garrett touts, we build readiness through sets and reps. It was under Moran that I learned the importance of that and continued throughout my career. When I moved to Colorado, Sergeant First Class Whitehead helped me lead a platoon, notably my first lessons on how to truly build an effective team. As a battery commander, there was First Sergeant Leonard and later First Sergeant Imfeld, two exceptional NCOs who helped me mature as a leader, introducing me to the subtleties of leadership and influence and building relationships. After command and being relegated to the brigade, thanks Marcelo for that, I was at an inflection point and thought about hanging it up. Enter then Sergeant First Class Joe Bishop, who reignited my passion to serve. I'll never forget the long nights sitting in the back of a mill van running fire missions. Those times reminded me of the camaraderie of serving. Then Sergeant First Classes Luna Rodriguez and Jared Inlow were there when we were building the CRP shortly after 9/11. And then they both deployed with the 169th in 2017, helping us drive the brigade during the critical fight against ISIS. Command Sergeant Major Manzanares has been there along the way as well, taking care of our soldiers with humility and genuine caring, earning the nickname Top Mom. People like her define how we should take care of people and build esprit de corps in our formations. Retired Command Sergeant Major Jeff Pollard and I crossed paths several times over the years, first in the firing battery and later on brigade staff. He would later become my battalion Command Sergeant Major. Jeff, your leadership example is something I've always tried to emulate. Thank you. As a young First Lieutenant Battery Commander some 22 years ago, then First Sergeant Ed Macias found me out in the motor pool one Sunday afternoon. I'll never forget that day as he took me under his wing to help me out and teach me about command maintenance. He wasn't part of my battery, but took the opportunity to teach me. It was an exchange that always stuck with me. Nearly 20 years later, we were finally together in the same unit when we took the 169th downrange. When we returned, we partnered again when I was the land component commander and he was my sergeant major once again. Even today, as a new guy at ForceCom in the G3 front office, there's Sergeant Major Otero who is there making those formative impressions on me today. So there's the thread. These exceptional NCOs were not just my battle buddies, but confidants, advisors, and mentors. They're all professionals who proudly shaped me into the officer I am today. It is with great humility that I offer my thanks. I'll offer them a round of applause. I also owe great gratitude to the former 169th commanders, Crowder, O'Hara, Ladkey, Berquist, Lull, Duffy, Miller, Brackney, Willis, Sherman, and now Scott Hartman, who's off at a warfighter. Thank you for all you've done for me to help develop me and what you've done to continue the historical lineage of the 157th Regiment, the 169th, and the Colorado Army National Guard. You all had a profound impact in my career, and thank you for that. To my Liberator teammates, those of us that were part of, as Scott Sharkey likes to say, the best deployment ever, thank you all for being part of an incredible team. To my friend and mentor, Marcella Berquist, I remember the first time we met downrange at Fort Carson sometime in the 90s. Since then, you helped guide me professionally and personally, often pulling my head out of my fifth point of contact. I'm truly indebted to you, and I hope that I am paying it forward in some way. When I think about all the additive effect of all the interactions with all of you today, this is really a reflection on the culmination of many years where you all contributed in some way. I'd also like to thank my new colleagues at U.S. Army Forces Command that might be out there. General Garrett, Lieutenant General Quintus, Major General Harris, thank you all for the opportunity to be part of Freedom's Guardian team. To my G3 front office teammates, General Costanza, Mr. Hort, Mr. Calvert, and Sergeant Major Otero, thank you for graciously welcoming me to the team. I'll conclude by offering a few thoughts. Over the last few years, I've learned a lot about the importance of persistence and patience. These are qualities that I've come to admire in highly successful people. When the times are tough, when the hill to climb is long and steep, I find myself thinking of leaders who exude those traits, knowing that they believed that they were doing the right thing to win. David Barnett started a company called Pop Sockets and turned it into a highly successful and profitable business out of an idea that he developed in his garage. As a part of that team in my civilian life, I can't help but to admire his ability to never quit and not be afraid to make mistakes, knowing that his decisions were for the greater good. As a young major in Iraq before the surge, I had the good fortune to work for then Brigadier General Frank Wierzinski. I watched him build relationships with the interagency to help the northern provinces build economic and governance capacity. In this case, I admired him for how he never stopped trying different ways to achieve his goals during an incredibly tumultuous time of the war. Hey, one final thanks to Chaplain Staunton, Major Missler, Janelle, Dave Schmidt, and everyone else who put this thing together here today. Thank you so much. I know a lot of work went into pulling this together, and I really appreciate it. I got some bad news. There will be no sheet cake today. I know we come to expect that, but with 2020 and what is COVID, it's tough times. So stay safe, everyone out there. And I'll try to make it up to you when we eventually get back together in normal times. Thank you for all for being here and joining my family and I here today. Thank you.
That was just about the perfect length speech, sir. Good job. Ladies and gentlemen, Chaplain Staunton will now provide the benediction.
Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, in this season of political confusion, racial strife, wildfires, pandemic, isolation, etc., it's also the season of Thanksgiving, not Turkey Day. I'm thankful that we in uniform serve under the authority of our country's civilian leadership. Thank you for giving our founding fathers the vision to script the preamble of our Constitution with the words, "We the people of the United States," in order to form a more perfect union, to establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, to provide for the common defense and promote general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our posterity. do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. May our political leaders, military and citizenry unite behind this original vision for America. May God bless the United States. Amen.
Please remain standing for the singing of the Army song. The words can be found on your program.
March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high day, the army's on its way. Count off the cages loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
On behalf of Governor Jared Polis, Commander-in-Chief of the Colorado National Guard, and Brigadier General Laura L. Clellan, the Adjutant General of Colorado, and the citizen soldiers and citizen airmen of the Colorado National Guard, and Brigadier General Davis and his family, thank you for joining us for today's ceremony.
Another one for your record books.